Can being born by C-section make you more likely to be depressed or have emotional issues when you're an adult? And what about this guy who is saying you need special maneuvers to make it stop? I have a lot of thoughts, and so we're going to talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back. This week's episode. Oh, I love when my followers send me stuff. I'm Dr. Jennifer Lincoln. I am a board-certified OBGYN, author, and educator. This is my channel, the health class you didn't get in high school. Go ahead and like and subscribe, turn on the bell so you never miss content like this because there's a lot of content on the internet and we got to talk about it. Okay, so a follower of mine sent me this video and we're gonna have a little peeky poo at it. Oh, it's so interesting. The internet is it's so fun. Okay, let's watch this together.
Gary, why is a C-section so impactful like that?
Well, because when a C-section, what happens is that the baby's taken out through the belly, and the baby's supposed to go through the birth canal. And when the baby goes through the birth canal, the head cones, and when the head cones, it then resets, and then the frontal bone actually sets. If it doesn't go through that stress of coning, the frontal bone, the fascial connections get stuck. And that means when you breathe, the cranial bones don't all move properly, especially the front one, which reduces blood flow to the frontal lobe. So that can cause anxiety, depression, overthinking, ADHD. And what we've noticed is that over tens of thousands of people who have had C-sections reported, when they do these C-section releases, they automatically get a rush of blood to the head and they get more blood flow, calming down their nervous systems. It's super powerful. We have the C-section release and the explanation. You can get it on our YouTube or you can DM us for the details.
Amazing.
Okay, so that is a video. And when it first was sent to me, I thought it was a parody. I thought it was a joke. I thought that the account and what was on his shirt said human garbage. And I thought it was a joke on like people who try to sell you stuff. And then I realized it wasn't. So that was quite unfortunate. So some quick hot takes on that. Are these claims true, right? This is somebody who runs an enormous account. And are these things true? Because of course there were no references on that Instagram and that TikTok. So is it true? Does you not going through the birth canal lead to your bones getting stuck, which makes you overthink as an adult? I thought that was just being a Virgo who is in the field of medicine, but whatever. And then I want to show you what he's talking about with this C-section release. So here he is doing it on a kid. Let's watch.
What did it feel like before?
Like my brain was like just...
Stuck?
Yeah.
So he's fed a line. Okay.
He was a C-section.
Oh, C-section. Mm-hmm. I got it. Put your head down.
How you feel, buddy?
Good. My ears feel taller after that.
My ears feel oh, he's cute.
Feels better.
Better, hey, walk around, huh?
Oh.
So what happens with the C-sections, Gary?
Oh, here we go. So who is Gary Lineham or Lineham? I apologize. I don't know how to say it. I did a very cursory search on the internet because I'm not about to spend a large portion of my life looking into this kind of stuff, but I found that he's a bodybuilder, or he was a bodybuilder. He now sells supplements on the Human Garage website. So many supplements. He was previously convicted for being involved in a drug ring, which he addresses here. You guys, I am not making this up. And like sometimes the internet is a journey. So I don't even know what to say, but here's his follower count, just so you know. Almost 1 million followers on Instagram. On TikTok, he's got 1.6 million followers. And on YouTube, 156,000 subscribers. We love that. We love it so much. We don't love it. But note that when you try to follow him on Instagram, which I did not, but another lovely follower sent this to me, this is what pops up. So, okay, Meta, we've identified that he's not putting out accurate information, but yet we're still letting him have his account. Thank you. No, thank you. And let's talk about what his website says, which you can see here. It talks about transforming trauma with fascial maneuvers. And you know what? If you have trauma and you do this and it makes you feel better physically, emotionally, I support you. I'm here for that. I'm not here to say like, don't do these things, because I think that things can feel good sometimes for people. What I don't support is making things up about C-sections for two reasons. The first is that people who have C-sections, a lot of them carry a lot of guilt. They think that they couldn't do it naturally or whatever, or vaginally. And they do hear some data that there are some things that can be associated with a cesarean birth. And they think, oh, wow, now here's another way I've screwed up my kid. Oh, but don't worry, you can just pay Gary some money and do these things. I hate that we're adding extra guilt to people who are either having C-sections or who were born by C-section. And it would be fine if there was data to support this, but there's not. I also hate doing things on kids that is not evidence-based, right? Sometimes you need to do sensitive exams on children for various reasons, but that made me uncomfortable to watch that only because when there's no known benefit and thoughts, so many thoughts. Now, I do want to say when I made a version of this video on Instagram, my reaction, somebody did comment and say that there are indigenous practices related to the closing of the bones and the sutures, which I'll get to in a moment. And sometimes they do these practices, and I hear that and I understand that. And I support that because our culture and what is meaningful to us should be supported. And what's lovely is that this commenter wrote, yeah, but this also makes me feel uncomfortable because I don't think this guy is an indigenous person and is using this for a completely different reason and profiting. And that's where I'm at. I'm talking about people like this guy who are clearly not linking this to any sort of cultural background. Anyhow, okay, and you can see here, he refers to like, oh, you can see this on my YouTube. This is what I found. These are the maneuvers that he's doing. Once again, I clicked on this video to see if there were any references, right? Just like there always are in mine. And there aren't any, but there is a link to supplements and essential oil wizardry. So that's fun. And it's true, there are bones that your bones are separated when you are a baby for the exact point that they do need to come together to come through the birth canal. And you can see here how that looks and what we call these sutures or these spaces, they do eventually close with development. And I want to make it clear there are legitimate disorders where these sutures fuse abnormally or too soon. That is not what Gary here is referencing, okay? And no amount of him maneuvering it around is going to fix real problems, which is called craniosynostosis. And you can see examples of that here, and that is treated with surgery. So not going to dive too deep into this, but of course on his YouTube channel, he has a women's health section where he's talking about birth control and essential oils. Remember, wizardry. And my favorite, breast plants. I mean, he's talking about breast implants, but I kind of like that they were called breast plants. Like my plant. Like that. So let's get back to when we're talking and touching and targeting children. You can see here on his website, you go into the kids section, and this one says organ reset. And he talks about organ reset for, well, actually, let's just have a look.
Our goal is to give parents the tools to help their kids through any health issue from digestion to autoimmune to ADHD.
I'm sorry, but no amount of massaging is going to suddenly teach your white blood cells how to fight an infection. And pushing on your kid's stomach isn't going to change their autoimmune disorders. And I want to just show these sections here where he's touching a kid. And these are sensitive areas, right? The pubic bone, he's got a hand on a breast. If we're doing that, we should ask for consent, and it should be for a real reason. So my 5 take-home points on Gary and the human garage in his videos. Number 1, I have nothing against doing maneuvers that feel good physically or emotionally or, mentally for you. But number 2, it is not okay to be performing sensitive touch or maneuvers on children if there is no benefit. Number 3, it is not okay to pretend there is science behind this. And number 4, it is not okay to add another layer of guilt to C-section parents. And lastly, number 5, meta, it is not okay to allow these accounts to stay up that clearly have been promoting misinformation just because you put a little warning sign and you can check that box. It's 100% not okay. So Gary, show your references, show your data. Well, next time, maybe just put a little B on the name of your account and your shirt, because that's what you're promoting, my friend. But man, you're probably making a ton of money off of it. And at the end of the day, you probably are smarter than me for doing that. Okay, go ahead and drop your thoughts, your rage, your feelings, your questions, your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what else is out there that I should be covering. And until next time, go get that massage and that fascial release from a physical therapist for things that can actually help that. But stay away from this guy and maybe just keep reporting his stuff for misinformation. Okay, bye.